So term is known for being affordable, and it being affordable is AKA it was cheap. Okay, it was very affordable because it was cheap, and then also it covers you for a short period of time. So you can get anywhere from a 5 year, a 10 year, 15 year, 20 year, 25 year, 30 years, even upwards of 35 years in term coverage, right? Which means that every time when the term runs out, you have to renew it. So what tends to happen is that people were outliving their terms. Okay? Did you know that term insurance, write this down, term insurance only pay out 2% of the time? Only 2%. Okay? So the problem was that people was outliving their term. So then they said, okay, let's come up with a solution. And the solution that they come up with is that, hey, let's create whole life. Now, why they call it whole life? Well, look at the average life expectancy. The average life expectancy is about 85 years old. Whole life will cover you all the way to anywhere from 100 to even now 120 years old, right? So this is meant to cover your whole life. Whole life. So the whole life and term life are known to be fixed products. Okay, it's fixed products. What does this mean? It means that the death benefit doesn't change. It means that the premium can't be changed either. All right? The premium and the death benefit remains the same throughout that whole term. It also have a 30-day grace period. 30-day grace period. Which means that if something was to happen where, God forbid, you can pay your premium after 30 days, it will go into a lapse. Right? It will go into a lapse. So these are things that you got to really think about. Okay? Just to give some context there. So what would happen with this one? Well, the thing about whole life is that people weren't able to get a lot of interest in it, right? It wasn't a lot of interest and there was not a lot of flexibility. So this lacked a lot of flexibility, right? So then they said, okay, let's create universal life. And universal life, the word universal in universal life, and when you see the word universal, think of the word flexibility, right? Flexibility. When you hear the word universal, think of the word flexibility. What does that mean? You can always change or adjust your death benefit or your premiums. Okay? You can always make adjustments to them. But the thing about universal life is that it didn't give, once again, enough interest, right? Not enough interest for people's money to grow. But it gave them a lot of flexibility. That's what they wanted. They wanted to pay more, pay less, right? Flexibility. And then the grace period wasn't 30 days. It was anywhere from 60 to about 90. Right? So they gave you a little bit more grace period, right? So that way, if something was to happen to you, you know, the economy, anything start affecting you, you have a little bit more time to catch up on your premiums, right? So people said, hey, we don't like that. So then here comes the variable universal life insurance. They also call it the VULs. And with the VUL now give you the ability to get what? Flexibility, because the universal is there. But it gives you access to a variable. What does variable mean? Your money was in the stock market now, right? It's a part of the stock market. Which then means that if the stock market went up, you make a lot of money. Well, here's the bad part. When the stock market goes down, you lose a lot of money. But during the 80s and 90s, right, the late 80s to the 90s, this was called a mutual fund boom. That's when everybody was making money in the stock market, right? If you think back into the 90s, late 80s, people was rich. Okay, middle class was middle classing. Why? So much money was flowing. But what happened when the dot-com bubble burst? Woo! A lot of people start losing a lot of money. And this VUL, people got hit. So now their IULs was underfunded because they lost money because it was in the stock market, and it really started to hurt a lot of people. Then they said, hey, we can't keep having that problem. So then they say, what is this index universal life going to do? Now, index means that your money's not in the stock market, but it gets credited. All right, it gets credited. Credited means that your money's not directly into the S&P 500. All right, it's not directly in the S&P 500. What the companies do, they go out and buy options, right? But they make sure that your money is never, ever inside the market, ever. The companies pretty much put your money with all their assets, so that way your money is always safe. Your money is always safe. Because why? When you have an index, they give you what's called growth, safety on your money. So you get a growth potential, where they call it cap, right? They cap how much interest you could earn on it. It tends to be anywhere from 9 to 12%. And they give you a safety anywhere from 0% on the floor, which means that every time the stock market goes up, you could earn anywhere from 9 to 12% if the market performs in that range. And if the stock market goes down negative, they guarantee you that whatever you've put in and whatever gains you already have, you'll never lose it. That's the power of the index. Because the index was able to give the best of both worlds. Growth potential, almost similar to like what the variable could do, but the safety on your money to never lose it, where there's a lot more flexibility at the same time. So each one solved a problem, but there's no such thing as bad insurance. I just think there's bad agents and bad structuring, right? Because if each of these plans are not done properly, then it can really hurt the client and it can really help them. That's why it's important to understand how each of them work and learn which one is suitable and affordable for you, right? That's how that works.